Good evening and thank you for joining us. The N4 Tucson investigators have obtained never-before-seen police video from a highly charged murder case.
And as Matthew Schwartz reports tonight, there's been a major development in this investigation. Matthew has more in tonight's Investigators Report.
Tucson Police, anybody else in here? Tucson Police, anybody else in here?
Tucson police enter an East Side apartment on May 6, 2018, and find a young woman dead on the kitchen floor. 18-year-old Rosara Hernandez lived here with her boyfriend, Joshua Hilaire, but broke up with him the night before. Rosara had returned to get her belongings. Listen as a neighbor tells responding officers that his wife saw Rosara try to leave hours earlier, but Hilaire grabbed her.
I was sleeping earlier.
Okay.
And I guess my wife saw a guy pulling her by her hair
Okay.
and everything, and then he disappeared.
Okay.
And they've been trying to get a hold of her, getting here all day.
Sources tell the N4 Tucson investigators the neighbor who saw Rosara getting dragged back inside said nothing and did not call 911. Rosara arrived at the apartment at 10 a.m. Her family was frantic because she hadn't returned their calls or texts for hours, so they first called 911 at 1:37 p.m., but police didn't arrive until almost 4 hours later.
Tucson Police, come in the door.
Police didn't break down the door because the 911 operator assigned the case as a level 4, meaning violence was not expected, and there wasn't enough evidence to enter without a warrant.
I guess we could just have Mom try to contact friends, if she knows any friends of hers. Other than that, there's not much we can do.
Yeah, call your sergeant, see how far he wants us to take it.
Yeah, because I don't think we have enough to force entry or do anything like that.
Finally, at 7 p.m., Rosara's family broke into the apartment and found her dead. They again called 911.
Look, they killed her! They killed her! Hello? Hi, we need 911 here!
Rosara had been stabbed and strangled. The 23-year-old Hilaire has been charged with her murder.
Well, of course there's anger, but anger is what killed my daughter, so I'm not gonna hold on to that. I just ask that people, if you see something, say something.
April Barbosa is Rosara's mother. The N4 Tucson investigators reported last year that she planned a lawsuit against TPD and the city. However, the lawsuit has been dropped. The family's attorney learned that Rosara was most likely killed soon after arriving at the apartment, more than 3 hours before the family first called 911.
In any kind of lawsuit, someone has to do something wrong. It has to cause something, there has to be damages.
Attorney Joel Robbins says police should have made the 911 call a higher priority because the family told the dispatcher that the couple argued the night before and Rosara usually replied quickly to her parents' calls. But Robbins says there's no proof a faster police response would have saved Rosara's life.
Do you think the witness to Rosara getting pulled by the hair back into the apartment had called 911 or intervened in any other way that maybe she would not have been murdered?
I think that things would have been different. I think that what would happen is it goes up higher on the list.
Blaming the cops, and I may have said a few things like if they would have been there or whatever, but I'm woman enough to say I was in the wrong.
April has started a nonprofit called Justice for Rosara, aimed at helping victims of domestic violence and convincing witnesses to not sit idly by.
Call 911. Call 911. Yell. Say, hey, I see you. If he would have known that somebody was watching, he could have chickened out and let her go.
Lawsuits can only bring money, but people bring solutions.
Hilaire pleaded not guilty in Rosara's murder and is being held in the Pima County Jail on $1 million bond. His trial is scheduled to begin early next year. If you have a story you'd like us to investigate, email us at investigators@kvoa.com or call 955-4444. Investigating for you, Matthew Schwartz, News 4 Tucson.